no place left on this earth that I could call my own.
Hello everyone, my name is Katy Tang. I'm the current District 4 Supervisor, so the Outer Sunset District. I grew up in the Sunset District, have lived there for almost 30 years. My parents still live there, and I grew up going to all of the public schools in my neighborhood. I previously served as the legislative aide to Supervisor Carmen Chu, my predecessor, for almost 6 years, and so that is how I got to be in my position, unanticipated. Never expected to be in political office, but when a vacancy arose and the opportunity came, I just felt that it was a great opportunity to use my experience growing up in the neighborhood, having worked for the neighborhood, to do some good for the neighborhood. So I ran last year as well to finish the remainder of my predecessor's term. And so I'm up for re-election again this year to start my first 4-year term. I know that a lot of people have been confused about that, but this would be the beginning of my first 4-year term. You know, I've worked on a whole host of issues, even when I was a legislative aide, but in my past year as a supervisor, worked on developing our city's first ever strategic plan for a neighborhood. So for our District 4, it's called the Sunset District Blueprint, and we touch upon 5 key issue areas that have historically come up over and over again in our neighborhood. So that's children, families, and seniors, public transportation and pedestrian safety, public safety and emergency preparedness, economic development, and land use. And so we had a robust community input process for the past year. We laid out specifically some of our short, medium, long-term goals so that we can involve everyone in the community if you want to help us achieve our goals collectively, as well as we really took into consideration what our neighborhood wanted. And we laid that out very clearly, and so we launched that this past year. We're very proud of it, and together we're working on with the community and the residents to figure out how it is that we're going to implement a lot of these goals that we set for ourselves. Some of the other things that I'm working very hard on, of course, of those 5 issue areas, very importantly, I know that we have a candidate here who's also a huge proponent of education, and so working in terms of how it is that we make our public school system accessible for many of our parents who want to be able to have their kids attend schools in their neighborhoods. We are also making sure that in order to keep our families and children here, we have to make sure that our recreation centers are working well for them. We are a district that doesn't have a whole lot of nonprofits. I can count them on one hand, but we try to do as much as we can to support them so that they can best serve our neighborhood. So for example, we have a Sunset Neighborhood Beacon Center that is our main hub for a lot of our children, families, activities, and so we want to make sure that those stay. Seniors, we actually have, I think, one of the highest populations in the entire city, believe it or not, and so making sure that we can adequately serve our seniors has been really important. We also want to make sure that because we are bordered by Ocean Beach, I have been working very hard on issues such as our Ocean Beach Master Plan, making sure that we not only keep our Ocean Beach sustainable for the short term, but really for long term so that generations to come can enjoy it. So again, a whole host of other issues. Public transportation has been a huge one for me. I hope that you'll ask me questions about A, B, and L if you'd like, just as you did with the previous candidate. And you know, because we are so far removed from the center of the city, we have to fight for a lot of resources as well. And so public transportation is certainly one of them. And I would just say in closing that you know, there are again a whole host of other issues I'm working on. Human trafficking, which is a long-term issue that I've taken on since I was a legislative aide as well as now a supervisor. Supporting our small businesses, that has been a huge important factor in our neighborhoods for a long time.